When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. That's in the words of Paulo Coelho. Good morning, anywhere you're listening to OGBC on 90.5 FM. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Well, the program is Feminine Scope, and the station is OGBC on 90.5 FM. Here, we hold distinguished ladies and women who have achieved in life. We do this so that they can also tell us how they've been, what they've been through, and how they've got to where they are. And we do this also so that this present generation can learn a thing or two and be inspired and motivated. So, today on the program, I have another beautiful woman in the house. She will tell us experiences. My name is Toyin Sogbesan. You call me TS. My guest is Mrs. Dorcas Olufunmilayo Ojeneye, a retired school principal. It's nice to have you on this program, huh?
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
So, this is Olufunmilayo with me in the studio.
Yes.
Can I meet you? I want to know who Olufunmilayo is.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
A lady, a girl, which become a woman of a pastor. That is Pastor Ojeneye, my husband. As somebody that is growing up, while I was with my parents, we reside at Ibadan. So that is where I started my primary, secondary school.
Okay.
Before coming down to Ogun State, Abeokuta precisely.
Okay. So let's say the schools you attended and what growing up was like for you, really.
That is
in
beautiful.
Ibadan. A lot of this, your generation would tell me they grew up in Ibadan. You know, the western region then, Ibadan being the capital of the entire western region. So what was it like growing up there?
It was really beautiful because while at Ibadan, I stayed with my parents.
Okay.
Both my dad and my mom.
Who are they?
That is Elder Emmanuel Ebun and Mrs. Grace Ajoke Oke. And going with them, my mom was a teacher. Even teacher to the car, and she's still alive now. Thank God. Yes, she's still alive.
Daddy?
Dad has gone to rest. So we all grew up with them, and they are loving parents. I went to CAC Primary School, Oniyonrin in Ibadan. That is where my mom teach. She was a teacher then.
Okay.
So we go together. I follow her to that place, and being a daughter of teacher, there's the preference that you must be a good child. You must learn to be obedient. You don't want to really make your mom, per se, who is a teacher in the school, to be ashamed of whatever you do. So we are really courteous of what we do as a teacher's daughter. So growing up with my mates, they tease me. Teachers, teacher's daughter.
Okay.
Go and do this. Go and help us say this. Things like that. But you know, with that, the love is there because both my parents, they're loving, and we can see the way they behave, jesting together, doing things together. So you will love that. When I grow up, I want to be like mom and dad. So it was a beautiful thing. And until after my primary school section, we were doing, exam, common entrance in our own time. That was 1973, 70. You do common entrance. So when you fit for the results, then you are admitted. So I went to Seran School, Molite Ibadan. It is one of the best secondary school which I can boast of. Wow. That I'm happy. I've been at St. Anne's School that period, 75 to 1980. So because our teachers there, they are really conscientious about what they are doing. Wow. They are not lazy. Especially our house mistress. I was in the boarding house.
Okay.
We have about 6 houses at secondary school, Seran School. So I was at St. Hilda's, and we have Mrs. Olopa. She takes all of us as if we are her children. It's Syrian woman. So she's very loving. She prays for us. She advises us. She tells us things. But mind you, because it is a girls' school, Seran School is a girls' school. So we have just few male teachers in the secondary school. But one thing that is utmost is that you must really face your study and be somebody better in life. A lot of the students then, they want to go for medicine, to read engineering courses and all sorts. So but I happen to fall in the category of teaching.
Okay.
So when I finished my secondary school, my paper was not very good. I had only 3 papers. My mom said I should go to grade 2. Then I refused. I was
teacher
crying.
Training.
Yes.
I don't want to go to teacher training. You know, sometimes at
yes.
time.
But I'm happy that, when you have a parent that is able to let you know certain things. Even when, yes, by guiding. When one draws back or you did not do well, they will have to let you know that it's not the end of the world. So after waiting for a year, I now decided to go to St. Leo's Teachers Training College, where
you waited for 1 year
because
without doing anything.
Because I said I'm not going to.
And you didn't retake your papers?
I did. But what happened was that while I was about retaking that paper, I was not with that mind that how can I get these results with my mate, things like that. But eventually, I went to grade 2 and I cleared all my papers with my grade 2. Even with about 10 arms, there are some subjects that I used to lead, like education. I have.
So you were really cut out for education.
Yes. I used to lead about 10 arms of a class, each 50-50. Even the teacher will come in, who is Olufunmilayo, who is also person. He asks a question, and knowing that the way I put it down is just verbally like what I'm saying. So I was very glad when I finished and I entered College of Education, Federal College, Ojeneye, to read Yoruba and music. So thereafter, while we were in school, you study, you read and that music seems to be a bit difficult. Why? Because it is just being introduced. They give us English music, Yoruba music, French music, things like that in our own time. That was 84 when I entered. But to the glory of God, you should know what you are facing. When you know you have an objective and you want to achieve something, so you have to be squarely and be studious to what you are doing. So I thank God that when I finished 87, I decided to work with Ogun State.
I'm coming to that. You are really a teacher, because the way you're just teaching me and moving on. But then I'd like to bring you a few steps back. Growing up in Ibadan, yes, with your parents, how many were you?
We were 5.
How many boys? How many girls?
1 boy. We call him Okonlawon. And 4 of us.
What position?
Is a 3rd position.
You are in the middle.
I am 2nd position, but the boy, yes, is after me directly.
The boy came after you.
Yes.
You're the one that brought him. That's interesting. So, growing up generally, would you say you were a child that was born with silver spoon in your mouth?
No, not really at all. Yes.
What area of Ibadan did you grow?
Oh, we stay at Okeado.
Okay.
Yes, Seventh-day Adventist Road. That is along Okefoko. So it is delve inside from Okeado. But staying in that place, people will ask us that, are you sure you reside in Ibadan? Why? Because we don't speak their dialect. Yes, they will ask us that. But because our mom has grown us, yes, and they will be arguing with us. You are not living in Ibadan now.
Most of you were living around that Okefoko.
Yes, hey, you get what I'm saying.
I also grew up in Ibadan.
So you know that it's that's lovely. One of the best school, STC. Yes, that's lovely. We call our own Anzeva City, Zeran School. Then, so we just we are led by our parents from school, home, church, things like that. So that repetition, when we have visitors, they come home and we hardly go out.
Okay.
We hardly. Maybe because, teacher children, the way they nurture them is a bit different from just ordinary people. So we are indoor most of the time, except we want to go out or we want to
get inside.
Yes, except we want to have a kind of a holiday with maybe a big auntie or people like that.
That was then.
Yes.
Growing up in a girls' school, predominantly girls' school, people believe that, oh, girls' schools, those who go there, they are snobbish, you know. Now you went to teacher training college.
Yes.
From that background of girls only, and now going to a mixed school. How did you cope?
Oh, that's a good question, because when I got to St. Leo's College, I was a bit shy. When we have subjects like PHE, you have to put on a knicker. Then some of us that are timid or some you say, I cannot just open myself, you know. But eventually, by the time you see your other girls, you will say, okay, I must do this, because you know you have to pass all these things as mark. So by the time we were growing, there's a mixture. We integrate ourselves with the boys. So then it's now normal that we are in a mixed school.
Were you not having literary and debating and going to other male schools?
We did though, St. Anne's School.
Or were you SU?
Not probably SU like that. Okay. You get what I'm saying? Okay. But the thing is, there used to be literary and debating. And at times when that was the day we had, it's so funny. That was the day we held that literary and debating. And one or two of us, we were preaching to the boys. They just sent us outside. What do you mean? This is a fun period and we have to. So since then, the thing we recapitulate that whenever there's a literary that we invite people to come and join us, you just have to comport yourself. Be yourself. If you don't want to dance with anybody, just say. So you know,
don't start preaching to them.
Don't preach at that time. It's not the period of preaching, but we need. So those ways socialize us a bit, and then we are able to know the differences. There's the drama group. We have the chorister group. We have, you know, things like that. So you just have to see yourself as the way it should be.
The program is Feminine Scope on OGBC 90.5 FM, and my guest is Mrs. Dorcas Olufunmilayo Ojeneye, a retired school principal. You went to university after your College of Education.
Yes.
You attended FCE.
Yes.
So you now proceeded to which university?
University of Ilorin.
Okay.
I went to uni Ilorin, but it was a sandwich program.
Okay.
They used to have regular and sandwich. So because we are opportune in Ogun State, so I went to University of Ilorin for 5 years.
5 years? Yes,
in our own, maybe because it's a sandwich program. So instead of 4, we used 5 years from 1991 to 1995. While we are still teaching, we were permitted. We were given the permission. Yes, in service program. And you know, you love it when you see your mate come in as a degree holder and you are as an NCA. You want to prove that you are able and you are competent. So we just said no wasting of time. So
let's have the history of the schools you taught in before you became principal, and the schools that you were principals. You were principal.
The first school I taught was Ashero High School. Like I told you, I started teaching in 1989. So in that place, when I reported, the principal wasn't around. I was helping because of my authenticity and the way I speak. I was helping with English language. I read Yoruba language.
And music, you said?
Yes, and music. So eventually when the principal came, say, Miss Okay, you studied music, why not start with the student? And I was very happy. I started with the students and we were making a choral group. I was teaching the theoretical aspect of music. So those learners, they were picking. But the problem then, because we were using form then. So by the time these people get to JS3, they drop it. Why? No instruments to practice. But I taught for 16 years at Ashero High School.
16 years?
16 good years. Before I was transferred to Magjob at Kolobo. So I didn't use more than 2 months or 3 there. And there was another general transfer where I was transferred to Igbore High School. So still coming up, opening up as a teacher, Eventually, I became the head of department for languages. English, French, Yoruba, and they added 1 or 2 CRK for me. So I had about 12, 14 teachers that will mark their notes that I have to inspect as an HOD in that place. I used 12 good years there too.
How many years?
12 years. What? I used 12 years. Those are the 2 schools that I stayed long, using above 10 years.
What happened? They just forgot you in those schools?
At times, when you are not the type complaining or making excuse that you need transfer for this, you want to be transferred, they will leave you and you don't have any query or whatever in your file. So that was then. But I think nowadays, when you use 7 years in a place, you are transferred. Yes. So it was from that Igbore High School. That was 2017. I was now transferred to Lishabi Grammar School. That was where I was selected as a vice principal.
So after being vice principal,
my experience in the VP-ship is I was posted to Kajola.
Because I was coming to that you spent almost all the years in Abeokuta. Why?
But becoming a VP now, I was just thrown away.
You deserve it.
I love it because while I left Abeokuta, I was able to see, other areas. I know what they do. In that place, I had to stay in that area so as to monitor and do my work diligently as a vice principal in the school. So what I'm saying is that when I was posted there, I said, God, this place is far. Because by the time you get to Songo, you now get another vehicle to Owode. But shortly before you get
Kajola, not the Kajola in Egba.
Not the one in Egba.
Okay.
Not the one in Egba. Okay. But I really love the way I was posted out so that I don't use all my teaching in Abeokuta. So I used just a year plus and I was posted back to Egba High School, still as a VP.
Okay.
But by the time the principalship came, my dear sister,
where were you taken to?
I was posted to Community High School, Ebute Igboro. That is shortly before you get to Ojaodon. I've been hearing Ojaodon. My husband followed me to report that day. And he immediately told me, please make sure you rent a place. Because, that's transport and I cannot drive every week to that place. But I thank God, getting to Ebute Igboro, I was able to know few people, the area. I'm privileged to know where Ojaodon is. That is close to our school.
Okay, Ojaodon is very close to the border.
It's very close.
Okay, it's popular because of the markets or something like that. So you had all these bush allowances, like getting fresh things, and all that. We're eating fresh food.
Well, it's only fish, I can say.
And vegetables too.
But because
and palm oil.
Yes, with palm oil and rice.
Palm oil
but what I'm saying is that there was a time we made a farm in our school. Okay. Do you know that they had a lot of them? They were having their goats and rams. Okay. They just came up
and invaded your. Oh no!
In fact, I don't like it yes. And because of their efforts, the teacher efforts is like wasted. So that's why I said there wasn't concerning that area. But when you get to the markets, that Ojaodon is
something.
Yes, you get fresh things easily.
From Ebute Igboro.
Yes.
Where did you go?
That's where I retired.
That's where you retired.
Yes, I used 3.5 years.
Before you now retire.
Yes.
Wow. Thank God for you. Thank God for you. In all these, what would you say, or where would you say you had the best experience in your career?
Among where I've taught.
Yes, that you have taught and you principal. Where? Which station?
At Igbore High School.
Okay.
I had my best. Why do I say that? Because becoming the head, even is hierarchical.
Yeah.
So as head of departments, I was able to have people under me, monitor them, correct them. This is the way we do it. This is what we have to do. So it upgraded me too. That's
prepared you for the next level.
For the next level. And people that are under me too, we collaborate together with this. They will come, Mommy, this is what we need though. This is what we have to do, especially when we are having literary and debating. We used to do it. Yes, inviting other schools. We use 3 or 2 days because we have to take English language, we take Yoruba, and we exhibit all our, instrument that we use, all these Ishembaye things. So I really had much experience and better ways.
Okay, at Igbore High School.
At Igbore High School.
You mentioned your husband briefly, and that was when he followed you to report at Ebute Igboro.
Yes.
Who is the man, and how did you meet him?
Oh, I met him through a pastor in the church. And by the time we both prayed, but my husband insisted that when he prayed, he held a key that was opening everywhere. I was thinking, but me, my prayer, I also pray. So since then, do you know, up till now, he is keen on what the Lord showed him. Yes. So that key has been doing a lot of things in our life.
Opening opportunities and doors. Wow,
yes,
wow. We thank God.
It has been working for us.
We thank God for that.
He's a pastor.
He's a pastor.
Yes.
Thank God for his life. More anointing in Jesus' name.
Thank you.
I want your advice for this generation.
Oh.
You've been through it as a girl child. Thank God you attended a girls' school. So let's look at your time growing up and then what you see today, even as a mother and as a teacher and as a pastor.
Yes. My advice goes to parents, students, girl child, even boy.
Okay.
Why do I say that? Parents need to really be prayerful and monitor their kids, whether a male child or female. And because in school, these are what I did while I was at Ebute Igboro. My teachers will say, prayer cannot help this. I insisted that prayer, when you pray, it may not really work now, but subsequent time. And I thank God that 2020 I got there. The student did well. I introduced morning prep and they used to come as early as 7. That's why I stay close to the school so as to be able to do my work diligently. So I want to advise the parents of nowadays, be very prayerful because prayer is the key. Monitor your children and make sure at each time be close to them, especially female. Make the female students your best friend so that they will be able to share their mind. And with the girls or students now, I want to let them know that God has provision and good thing for individual. Just make sure you do your work, you face your study, be obedient, because when you disobey, teachers will beat you in school, and I don't want that one to happen. Yes, when they disobey a lot. Don't follow bad gang. Evil communication corrupts good manners. So you have to know that when you are okay, you don't join the corporate people, then you'll be okay and you face your study. God will take you wherever you are going.
Amen. As a student of music and teacher of music, do you sing?
Yes.
You sing. Even in the church, you sing.
Not really, a chorister.
Not a chorister, but as wife of pastor.
Yes,
and as a pastor yourself. So what type of music do you like?
Oh, that's lovely. I love Tope Alabi. Latino. I love that music. Yes.
Can you sing it?
I don't know.
You have to sing it. I'll be your backup.
Then I also love Mama Bola Are.
Okay.
Well, yes, I love.
You should be able to sing one. I won't allow you go until you sing for me.
You títí dọmọ wọ́ o àlọ́mọdé àwọn ọ̀tá. That's where I can stop it.
I don't know it too.
But I love
that I can back you up.
But I love that one particularly. Okay. There are so many. Then that's on just saying appreciation.
A lot of women love that appreciation.
The appreciation is very good.
I'll take the first choice. Your first choice.
Okay. I love that one.
Títí dọmọwọ́ gbà mọ́ wà lọ́mọwọ́ àwọn ọ̀tá gbà mí gbé ikú ò pa mí. Iṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run ni. Mo rákọ̀rọ̀ délé olódì àwọn tí ò fẹ́ ń wáyé rárá. Bàbá ọ̀ṣọ́ mi oore rẹ̀ yìí ò làkàwé. Láti rákọ̀rọ̀ títí dọ́mọ ìrìnsẹ̀ ọ̀ṣọ́ mi o. Títí mo fi wá dàgbà lágbà o. Ìgbà tí mo rán iṣẹ́ ìyanu rẹ̀ láyé mi, mo wá rí pé ó bá ọkọ̀ pọ̀. Ìgbà tí mo rán iṣẹ́ ìyanu rẹ̀ láyé mi, orí kọ́ ọ̀gá bàbá. Ìgbà tí mo rán iṣẹ́ ìyanu rẹ̀ láyé mi, orí kọ́ ọ̀gá púpọ̀. Alágbádá iná aláwọ̀ ìgbà tí mo rán iṣẹ́ ìyanu rẹ̀ láyé mi, mo rí pé ọ̀gá Ọlọ́run tó gbàgbé ẹ̀ lọ. Ìgbà tí mo rán iṣẹ́ ìyanu rẹ̀ láyé mi, mo rí pé ọ̀gá ogun tẹ́nìyàn ń jà lágbà ó kọjú ogun ìbẹ̀wé lọ. Torí ẹni ayé balẹ̀ táyé orí mú lọ́gùn tó sanra ń dojúkọ. Ìdí táyé fi ń lé ní óyé ayé Ọlọ́run mímọ́ o. Ojú ogun láyé jẹ́ fẹ́ni tó wáyé o wá ṣe rẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni mo wá ronú jinlẹ̀ àánú rẹ̀ lórí ayé mi. Èmi rí i pé ọ̀gá ọ̀pọ̀. Ìgbà tí mo ronú àánú rẹ̀ lórí mi. Mo rí pé ọ̀gá bàbá. Ìgbà tí mo rọ̀ àánú rẹ̀ lórí mi. Mo rí pé ọ̀gá púpọ̀. Ọlọ́run ńlá ó ṣe. Ìgbà tí mo rọ̀ iṣẹ́ ìyanu rẹ̀ láyé mi. Mo rí pé ọ̀gá bàbá. Oṣù rẹ̀ bàbá. Ìgbà tí mo rọ̀ iṣẹ́ ìyanu rẹ̀ láyé mi. Mo rí pé ọ̀gá púpọ̀.
That's it on this edition of Feminine Scope on OGBC 90.5 FM. I thank my guest, Mrs. Dorcas Olufunmilayo Ojeneye, a retired school principal. I also thank my producer, Temilade Tijani, assisted by Fumilayo Akintoye. My studio manager is Yemi Serikudi. My name is Toyin Sogbesan. You call me TS. Do have a very beautiful weekend. Good morning.